There we go, and we are live. Welcome everybody to this week's edition of NASCAR Talk, the Bristol edition. I'm being joined this week by a number of returns. As a matter of fact, I believe everybody here, with the possible exception of JT, is a returning person. We've got Charles Belding.
So far, streak is not alive.
And then we've got JT Bryant making his debut here.
History repeats itself.
We've got the birthday boy. It's his birthday today, Matt McIntyre.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Then we got Shane Sides, or James
Hey,
Soderhawks, whichever.
My birthday's in 2 days as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be 18. I'm gonna be an adult.
Time to drink.
And then we've
Help
got
me.
our Sultan of Stats, SP3 Stephen Pollard III.
That is right.
That's gonna be your new mantra, Stephen. You're gonna be the Sultan of Stats.
The best back marker in our history.
The best. No, I thought that was me.
Me and Seth
Ryan's able to run ahead of me now, so.
Back marker Cup Series.
you beat me at Gateway.
Well, that was like one time. Most of the time, our battles, you end up getting the upper hand in. But anyway, basically, let's talk about Texas. The recap. I'm going to be the first to admit, the race I expected was going to start on time. We ended up starting late, and so I actually was listening to the race when I was in bed. It was about midnight, and I fell asleep before the finish.
I woke up. Here's the ironic thing. I woke up in time for the finish.
Well, Gibbs shot himself in the foot with 2 cars, pretty much.
I showed up for the finish. That's about it.
Truex shot himself in the foot last week.
Yeah, that was his race to lose, really.
Well,
I don't understand what Chase was doing with the 2 tire, then suddenly going to 4 tires. Why didn't you just go with 4 tires at the first time around?
Yeah.
yeah, that was a very puzzling decision by Alan Gustafson, but he's made puzzling decisions before.
Well, it did get him a top 5. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's a lot better than winning. No.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
the thing about Truex is that he's only won 1 race for every team he's ever driven for, so I think the curse is alive.
Nah, I think you're gonna see Truex get another win this season with that team. I really do. I think that he's kind of been put in the background a little bit with the other 4 Joe Gibbs cars, but I think he's just as strong as they are. They just got to get a strategy to work out in their favor. I mean, in my opinion, I do not think Kyle Busch was as strong as Martin Truex Jr. was in last week's race at Texas. Truex, to me, was the class of the field, maybe a close second Carl Edwards, but I think that Truex was the car to beat, and just that little mishap there was what cost them that victory. I think that he would have had his second win with Furniture Row had that not happened.
I think Truex can definitely get the victory this season. I just think the biggest challenge facing them is closing the deal. Like, now that I think about it, Truex in a way is kind of like a weaker Kevin Harvick right now. Can dominate races, can have fast cars almost every single week, and yet just has problems closing the deal.
Yeah, like they say that like everybody thought he was going to win a lot of races when he ran the 56, but he blew a race to Kansas, Atlanta, blew a few races in the DEI 1, so he's not really a good closer at all.
Yeah. He is known to choke.
Bad.
And it's kind of ironic, too, because the win that he ended up getting with the team at Pocono was actually a race where he had to close the deal. So he succeeded in that, and that's how he ended up getting to victory lane. He's just got to, do that again.
Everyone gets lucky once.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
that's
could
up
be
to
taking
debate.
Everyone gets lucky
Oh,
once.
well,
Are you
by-
predicting the future of Casey Mears, Steven? Is that what's going on?
They
Never again?
Mears was about to get
2006
the fastest
qualification.
time in qualifying yesterday until he
I
slipped
know, and that's one thing that that I think we're going to be definitely talking about is the conditions of qualifying and how it's going to affect the race. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to this Bristol race with what I saw in the qualifying session.
I'll be honest with you. I'm also looking forward to the heat races later today for Xfinity.
Yeah,
Was
it's about
anybody
to
going to spin in the back of somebody today?
The heat races are
I wonder.
released.
Huh?
I said the heat races are going to be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, indeed. Oh, hey, Gardner.
The streak is
Okay.
alive. Johnny Gardner's back.
Oh, the plants have been guarded.
There's too many Yankees fans in here.
So, looking at the results from last week at Texas, who do you guys was like the standout driver? Because, you know, for the most part, a lot of the drivers have finished up inside the top 10. More than likely would be people you would expect were going to be finishing up there. What was the standout driver for you guys?
Casey Kane. He finished
Yeah.
8th. And actually, it was the first time since the Texas Sprint Race 1 year ago that all 400 cars finished in the top 10.
Yeah, that. First time since the spring race a year ago.
Yeah, I got to agree with you because I know that Casey Kane at one point used to be actually really good at the D-shaped mile-and-a-half racetracks. Atlanta, he was really good at. He was pretty good at Charlotte, but he just really
Well,
has.
He's still,
He recently fell off a cliff.
well, he's still pretty good at them. His
Yeah,
last one was at Atlanta.
Yeah, he's still pretty good at them. I mean, but he's just seemed to have kind of lost his mojo, and I think that the best place for him to rebound was a mile-and-a-half D-shaped racetrack, and so I wasn't all that particularly surprised that Casey Kane ended up getting that good a finish because I knew he was capable of it. I just didn't know if like some kind of mishap was going to happen again because it just seems like whenever he's got a good finish going, something always seems to happen. Like I mean, take a look at where was it? Phoenix. He had a great run going there, and then he ended up blowing that tire.
That's
Another
unfortunate.
Chase Elliott got his first top 5, I think.
shot.
No, I bet. I don't know. I don't know.
He got a
Was
top
it his
5
first
though.
top five? I thought he got a. Wait, where did he finish at Auto Club?
6th.
Oh, it was sixth. Oh, okay. I thought he finished just barely in the top 5, but okay.
He had a third place going up until the last caution.
Well,
Right.
Ty Dillon also
Yeah,
had a
his
really
pit
good run.
crew decided to. His pit crew thought he was Jeff Gordon, so they decided to fuck with his pit crew. His pit stop again. I swear, Gordon would have like 100 wins if it wasn't for his pit crew.
Yeah,
Right.
Or
you're
it's 'cause
probably right. His pit crew's throwing away a lot of wins for him.
It's like, how did these people not get fired?
So I'm looking at the current top 16 that would be making the chase, not counting heading into Bristol, just after Texas. And I'm seeing names here like Austin Dillon, Jamie McMurray, Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger. Are these drivers that you think we're going to continue to see in the top 16 eligible for the chase as the season continues, or are any of these names do you guys kind of flash in the pan things for early on in the season?
One can hope.
I'd say it's pretty. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of outsiders still challenging, like Newman, Larson, Stenhouse, Blenny. They're gonna keep everyone busy, but I'd say this top 16 is probably gonna be pretty realistic for the moment.
Yeah, I would say definitely from 9th on up. Kyle Busch, Johnson, Harvick, Edwards, Logano Jr., Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski. They're almost surefire certainties to be in the chase.
Unless AJ wins the road course, he's not making the chase.
He
That's his hope.
He could win it. I mean, that
He's the
47
best one.
team has been on maybe one of the best rolls I've seen them on to start the
See
season.
Martinsville. Did you not see Martinsville?
Well,
Yeah, he
one
finished
race.
second. We all watched that.
Yeah,
race.
he was second. Martinsville. He ran well at Texas.
Yeah. Well,
He
20
finished
seconds.
22nd.
Season as well.
And 20
He got
seconds
it
not
in
the
place
best.
at Montana.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So he had like 2 straight top 10s for like the first time ever.
Yeah.
But I actually feel like with the speed that he's shown, I think Chase Elliott, even though he's just inside the current chase crew right now, I think based on the speed we've seen so far this season, I think he'll make the chase even if he doesn't get a win.
Right, and I was just going to ask that too. Does Chase Elliott make the chase via a win, or does he just make it via consistency this year?
That's a good question.
Well, it's a chase system when you're in and all that.
I don't know. Does he have the experience to win?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. I mean, I think he's got the experience. The only thing that I'm a little concerned about is the Hendrick Motorsports program just seems to be a couple steps behind the Joe Gibbs Racing program. So, if it comes down to it between
Well.
Chase Elliott and one of the JGR drivers, I'm not so sure Chase Elliott's going to be able to either hold them off or run them down.
Exactly.
It's hard to call.
Chase.
I mean, the thing with AJ is like, sorry to move from Chase Elliott back to AJ again, but the thing with AJ is that the road courses are going to be a bit easier on him now because two of the best road course racers besides Tim are gone, Ambrose left, and Gordon's gone.
Well,
And
Gordon
he was AJ's biggest challenge last year.
Well, I mean, you got a couple of drivers now, though, that have kind of, I don't know, they've kind of taken on a road course aura about them in Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano, and Kevin Harvick. So,
Harvick's
how are they going to stack up against Allmendinger is the question.
How are they going to stack up against
Well,
the
AJ's thing is that he knows a lot about, like, he's probably a lot more knowledgeable about how cars are on road courses than the others. Like, he probably knows, like, secret tricks and stuff. Because that 47 should by no means be running that well.
Well,
And I would definitely think, especially for Allmendinger, the only way that he's going to be taken out of a shot of winning at either Infineon or Watkins Glen is if his pit crew makes a mistake.
Or bad luck hits him again.
Yeah, they've really shot themselves in the foot.
The 47's kind of cursed sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
AJ got that one win, and then he had some kind of issue at Watkins Glen last year. Then he had Ambrose like 8 years ago. When
Sonoma.
he was dominating Sonoma, then
He
forgot
blew a
how
few
cars
bumps.
worked and parked his car.
Yeah. Tried to coast it and couldn't refire it.
Yeah.
That's quite probably one NASCAR, too.
The point about what's said about D-shaped ovals, Allmendinger's finished 27th and 22nd at Atlanta and Texas, so if he makes the chase, it's not looking that good for him.
No, that's true. They would definitely have to step up their program there.
Yeah, they would have to step up their program.
But looking ahead here to Bristol, I mean, Allmendinger, he's not fared overly well, but he's okay at short tracks, and he made it into the final 12 in qualifying. He's going to be qualifying in nights. So, we end up having short tracks in the chase, so that could be one place where he could have a bit of a high note. And keep in mind, too, Steven, as well, just to your point, with the mile and a halfs in the chase, if Allmendinger makes the chase, remember, we got 3 rounds, so it's not like, if he has one poor finish, he's still got a shot in the next race.
That's true. But an interesting point, Allmendinger's never finished top 10 at Bristol before.
Yeah, I'm looking through Wikipedia to see if that's true.
Yeah, I'm looking on driver averages now. I haven't brought up that page.
Pollard's right.
I always had driver averages when I was
Yeah, Pollard's right. He's never got a top 10 at Bristol.
Sultan of Stats strikes again.
Looks like his best finish is 12th.
And
Like, did so-and-so do so-so? Hey, Steven!
No, his actual best finish is 13th of 2013.
No,
on the clock,
12th.
Kevin Harvick.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't do that.
Steven, you failed us.
He got a 12th in 2010.
Where the heck is Allmendinger on this list? I can't even find
Was
him.
it 2011? No, it was 2011.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12th place, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's always been solid in Martinsville, too. His is up
Shit.
there.
Excuse me.
So let's look ahead to Bristol here, as we've got, I think, maybe one of our better Bristol races coming up here, just based on the fact of what happened in qualifying. I don't know how many of you saw it, but it just seemed like nobody was able to fight off the loose condition off of turn 2. And with cars slipping around like that, and the fact that we're going to be having a day race tomorrow, same kind of track conditions, I would think, this is going to be a very interesting race.
I don't think it's going to be that much of a big thing, because the main reason why people have been running the inside line, which is not really the fastest way around until later in the weekend, because they got to wear in the track and stuff. But because eventually the outside line is going to be the superior line once the race goes on. would be even tougher to pass, but that loose step won't mean too much when you're not going down there anymore.
It's gonna be 80 degrees and it's gonna be slick.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're,
it's
they're
gonna
gonna
be
be they're
nuts.
gonna be sliding around quite a bit. So I'm expecting even with the running the middle line to high side, I think you're still gonna see drivers have to kind of feather the throttle off the corner, and you may end up seeing some drivers have their back end slide out on them and get the wall off too.
I can expect some cautions to come from this too.
Yeah, because keep in mind they had just headed out for qualifying yesterday when rubber had actually been laid down on the track. They had just finished up Xfinity practice, so.
Yeah.
Jed Burns apparently well, the Cowboys contract, so that might be over soon.
Hmm.
Then again, Burns was
So,
faster than Larson, so.
well, that's true. So as we look at the qualifying results, we've got Toyotas up there in the top 5 again. Edwards with the pole position. He was the only driver in the final round of qualifying to hit the 14s, and then he'll start alongside Kenseth. Then you got Logano, Hamlin, Kyle Busch. To me, these 5 looked like they were the class of the field as far as speeds are concerned. Then you ended up going to a second level with Johnson, Harvick, Martin Truex. So out of those 5 there, for those of you that did watch qualifying, which one of those drivers looked like all through qualifying, like they were the steadiest car?
Logano.
Logano.
Well, I can say,
For sure.
well, I think Edwards was quite the class of the field in the final round, but somewhere else.
I don't know why, but when I watched Kyle Busch's on board, he looked like he was actually pretty steady as well, and he looked like he was one of the drivers that, with that kind of slick condition, when the car did step out on him, he actually didn't really feather the throttle as much. He was able to kind of use it to his benefit. Now he did lose time, obviously, off of turn 2, but he didn't really have to play with the throttle as much as the other drivers, which could play a bit of a factor into the speed off the corner in the race.
I think he could be because he's won this track so many times. I'm not sure.
So looking at the qualifying results here, we gave down through 8th, 9th and 10th, AJ Allmendinger and Trevor Bayne. So this is the second time. Yeah, this is the second time we've seen Trevor Bayne make his way up into the final 12, into the final round of qualifying.
Is he out driving his equipment?
I don't know because I think when we talked during the Daytona 500 edition of NASCAR Talk, we were saying that we were looking at either Greg Biffle or Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to be the head honcho of the Roush Fenway racing cars, and now all of a sudden Trevor Bayne's starting to find speed, and he actually, surprisingly enough, followed it up with a decent top 15 finish last week at Texas. Is that 6 team finally starting to get their program together?
Probably so.
I think they figured out the qualifying, they just don't have the race speed. Because anytime Bayne is falling probably in the top 10, he's falling back out, especially in the free laps.
Well, I had thought that that was the same thing. That's what I thought, that they'd found qualifying, but they hadn't found race speed. And I expected when he ended up qualifying well at Texas, I thought, okay, so he's just basically going to be qualifying well, and then we'll see him back around his original 23rd to 25th. And he ended up actually staying up in the top 15 for a majority of that race. So, my suspicion on whether or not they had the race speed still, now I'm kind of wondering, maybe they found something.
One thing that can I please go?
Good.
One thing that I actually almost forgot about last fight was actually for those who were watching like around the midway point of the race. You remember Trevor Bayne's big gamble?
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Bayne decided to stay out right now, and he actually led about 12 laps. His gamble almost worked, but he did it too soon. A couple laps too soon.
NASCAR screwed him.
Nah, he wouldn't have been fast enough. Those Roush engines are like missing like 30 horsepower or something compared to the faster cars.
Yeah. After Edwards left, Roush is dead.
Alright, Cowboys qualified round 1, bud. Jeb Burton's still the fastest.
Really?
Elliott Sadler is the slowest car on track.
Round 1's over in like 4 minutes.
Jeb Burton, all that Sprint Cup
It's on
practice.
Fox Sports 1 right now.
Jeb is probably the worst Cup driver in history.
Ryan Seek's currently 9th, but I imagine this will change.
At least his Reed Sorensen.
Sorensen had a decent Cup career. I mean, it can't
Yeah, he
be
did.
terrible.
Yeah, Sorensen was okay.
He got pretty fucked over when it was nationwide.
I mean, he almost won the 2008 Daytona 500, so give him credit there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He almost won the 2012 nationwide championship until
2011.
Turner got
It was
rid of him.
2011.
Yeah,
2011.
that was horrible.
He was like
still got
third
top
or
five
second,
points.
second or third in the points, and Turner killed him with like 4 races to go.
Yeah.
Those are idiots. The one guy that was actually going to be a championship contender for y'all, and you get rid of him. He didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate to hear.
That's when that team started really dying.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so let's get to making our picks for this week at Bristol. Now, obviously, with what we've been saying, it's looking like Bristol could be its usual wild card race self, in the fact that it's a short track. We're going to have slick conditions. JT, you're predicting that we're going to have quite a number of cautions. So let's go from. It's going to be my left to right. I actually noticed on the stream last week that it's actually not legit left to right on the stream, but we're going my left to right on a person that we think is going to dominate the race, person that we should stay away from that's not going to have good luck at Bristol, and then maybe a sleeper pick that we might not exactly expect to get a good finish at Bristol, but could be a cheap pick for people on their fantasy team. So we're going to start with Charles.
Do you want me to go to the stream and like tell you who's left or right?
Nah, that's fine.
Because Pollard is actually first.
Okay, so my pick to win, and I picked him before he won the poll. That is Carl Edwards. I feel like that he's just been knocking on the door of victory with Lane, Phoenix, Texas, almost got to come up short or just unfortunate. I think Bristol is one of his better racetracks. He's a 3-time winner there. Last year in both races, he had good runs going where he could have won both of those races. In the third race, it was a late race crash. Fall race, I think it was like a loose wheel while leading, I actually believe. So I feel like that. He's definitely fast enough. And with him starting on the pole with the good runs he's had for this year, I think Carl Owens gets to victory lane for the first time in 2016 at Bristol. The dark horse pick. My dark horse pick is, it might actually surprise you. It is Paul Menard. Now, ever since RCR has like 5 top 10 finishes at Bristol, and a couple of different occasions he's actually led a good chunk of laps, like 30 to 60. So I feel like he also has a decent qualifying position, 14. I think that based on stats, I think we could see Paul Menard sneaking to get a top 10 finish or even better. The driver to stay away from, and this is going off of recent history, Casey Kane. 24th place average finish, only one top 10, but Casey Kane has not been really making a whole lot of friends with Patrick, and then last week at Texas, Greg Biffle. And Biffle in the 16 team actually vowed payback, so who knows, we could see some form of retaliation tomorrow. So I feel like with that going for him, Casey Kane is the driver to stay away from. Next person.
All right, Johnny.
Shall I continue saying Strick's still alive, but I'm sleepy here? I'm still sleepy here, but I'm trying to think. Can you go back to me since I'm trying to wake up still?
All right, sure. So we'll move on to JT.
Okay, so
Mixtape.
given the fact that he's competed at Bristol before, given the fact that he's won there a couple times before, given the fact that they've actually won here in Bristol.
Is this like JT Gangsta Hour? Because that's what it sounds like.
I won the Bush I'm leaning more towards Kurt, though, as he should be the one that puts the streak of Kyle Busch victories to end. Now, dark horse pick. I'm gonna go with what Charles said and say Menard. Is hey, top tens, call that. Now, the person to stay away from. Now, stay away from those. Stay away from. Oh God, Casey Kane. Or some of the underfunded teams, as there are mistakes that could be made that could cost them, that could cost your driver the race if they get involved in it with them.
All right, let's move on to Matt.
What the fuck did I just hear?
Hey,
And Matt, you were muted because we heard background noise, so you gotta unmute your mic.
Or you can type it.
Alright,
Yeah, type it.
let's see. Probably for the front starters, with like you said earlier, Seth, with the recent speed that the Gibbs cars have had, I'd say those guys are going to be really dominant, really good. Probably the more dark horse pick. I gotta go with probably that 24, because based on the speed he showed the past couple races, and if his pit crew doesn't do any weird pit decisions like last time.
Where's the fun in that?
Now, the driver to stay away from, definitely that 13 car, because 13.
Getting edgy now.
That's fired!
The real
Edgy now.
one to stay away from is probably McMurray, because they just haven't shown the speed at all.
Ooh, let's ask Trent's input on this pick.
Boy, he's ticking off me. He's ticking off Trent. Boy, he's got a death wish.
Yeah.
All right, Shane.
I'm not scared.
All right, Shane.
Alright. Time for some dank memes. Okay.
Oh man.
Okay, so like shit's gonna happen, okay, and it's gonna be the hypest shit, but I can't guarantee it's gonna be the hypest shit. So, you know, I'm predicting the winner. It's gonna be, and like it's a big pick. I'm gonna go with an edgy pick and go with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Wow. Okay.
I think Junior's due for a Bristol win in these recent times, and Junior, you know, I mean, remember that time he self-spun, took out the caution at Bristol, good times. Now it's gonna come back. Now it's gonna come back and give him the win or some shit, because I don't know. Junior's not that bad at Bristol either.
he has won at Bristol before.
Yeah, long time ago. Dark horse pick. I'm gonna go with Stenhouse. Because Stenhouse he's had like his best cup average on any track, and it's been Bristol. He's finished like in the top 5, I think, like 2 or 3 times now. And this has always
twice.
been one of his best races, especially at this point of the year, I believe. So I think he'll get up there, even though he had that rough qualifying. But he did say that his race trim is absolutely perfect. So I guess we'll see how that turns out. Person to watch out for, I'm gonna go with Kyle Larson, because even though Larson's usually quirky on these types of tracks, I just see something bad happening to him because he's just had no luck every time. Every time he races like so aggressively, something always bad happens to him. It's like really weird. So yeah, I think that's all. I don't remember.
All right, let's move to Steven.
All right, this is going to be a lot of reactions for my picks. I can't wait to hear these.
If it's Carl Everts again, I swear to God.
No, the pick to win, I'm going to go with Levi's fan favorite, Kyle Busch.
Oh boy.
I thought that was Steve Johnson.
He's going for his third straight season streak, and a little nugget. If he wins, he'll tie Tony Stewart for the most wins that Joe Gibbs with 33 in about 283 starts with him. And he's done pretty well at Bristol. He's won a crap ton of races, and he's going for his third straight season sweep. Someone to stay away from, everyone's going to probably disagree with, is probably Chase Elliott. I mean, just going off the stats, he hasn't had good short track. Didn't run really good at Martinsville. Martinsville's a lot different than Bristol, obviously, but he hasn't shown the speed at the short tracks he's ran so far. So maybe he can change around, prove it wrong, but I think he'll probably finish in the mid-20s. Now, this pick is absolutely going to be crazy. The dark horse maybe to win. There's been a lot of dark horses at Bristol to win throughout the years. Like we saw Elliott Sadler won in 01, and there's been a lot of good runs. I can see maybe Ty Dillon going from 34th and maybe shocking and winning the race.
Oh.
As long as he doesn't hit the apron and spin into somebody slowing down, trying to come
Land Castle.
Yep. Castle. I could definitely see it happening. They got enough speed in the 14 car to do it, so maybe he can move up there and get it.
I can see the elder Dylan doing it. I can see the elder Dylan spinning it out though.
Running right back to his brother.
Wop, 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 oh no, around!
Are you okay, Landon? No, we're creamed. All right, Johnny, have you got picks yet?
All
All right, Johnny, have you got picks yet?
Alright. My winner, of course, as always, I am gonna go with Brad Keselowski. Because basically he has a win in the fall race and a win in the spring race. I don't think that'll be that bad this time around. Driver to stay away from. Ty Dillon. A lot of that and simple. But my dark horse, I'm gonna go with Matt DiBenedetto.
Ooh.
He had a really good run last. He had a really good car last
There's
season.
a random one.
He
Whoa.
actually managed to get a 21st place finish out of that last season.
Damn.
Well,
So-
he did get 20 at Phoenix, so that's a good point.
Yes, so I'm gonna go with Matt DiBenedetto.
All right. I'm going to go with a Joe Gibbs Racing driver. Hasn't been mentioned yet. I'm going to go with Matt Kenseth for my pick to win. Basically because as I'm looking at the dominant drivers as far as their driver averages and everything, heading into this race, like Kyle Busch, like Matt Kenseth, Edwards, Logano, it's just a fluctuation of good and poor finishes. It's Bristol. You can be running well at one point, and then you catch up to the tail end of the field, get caught up in something that happens there, and your day is done. And to me, Matt Kenseth, in the last few weeks for qualifying, has seemed to be almost on pace with Carl Edwards. And I think that Matt Kenseth has looked really sturdy. He's got 4 wins at Bristol. I think that the speed that we've seen out of him and the fact that he's really good at this racetrack, I think you're going to finally see Matt Kenseth break into the win column for this season. My driver to stay away from, I got to say probably the one I would stay away from, even though he could have potential. I thought maybe this was going to be his kind of a racetrack to kind of step out of the box. I was going to pick Clint Boyer as possibly a dark horse, but then I saw he just didn't have the speed in qualifying because he's got good numbers at this racetrack, but that's got to be probably going back to MWR and RCR. So stay away from Clint Boyer, even though the numbers are there. He's not in a good enough ride to get up there and get a top 10 finish. And then my sleeper pick, I think it was Shane went with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I'm going to go with his teammate. I'm going to go with Greg Biffle because Biffle has an average finish of 13th place in 26 races. Now, he's never been to victory lane, but he's only got 1 DNF at this racetrack in 26 starts. there are a lot of drivers ahead of him that have more DNFs than that have had better average finishes. So I think that that Greg Biffle, now is the time for him to step forward. We've had great qualifying and finishing results from both Stenhouse and Trevor Bayne. So now I think it's Greg Biffle's turn. Even though he's qualifying mid-pack, I think you're going to see him move his way to the front and get at least a top 10 finish in that 16 car.
Well, to the point about Kansas could have won pretty much every race this year. And Clint Boyer got out qualified by Josh Wise, so I really don't expect much out of him.
Exactly. I thought this could be the breakout race for Clint Boyer at H. Scott, and then I just saw him, go out there, and the speed times were pretty much like a go or go home driver, and it's like, no, never mind.
Just forget about Boyer's just gonna be trash at H. Scott. Calling it now.
Well, the thing about that is Algar ran pretty decently in the 51. I don't know what happened in the off-season when Boyer transferred to run like this.
I was actually looking at that stat too. Yeah, Justin Allgaier, 4 starts, 14th place average finish, and I was going to ask, is Allgaier in the Bristol Xfinity race this week or no?
Yes.
All right, so it'll be interesting to see how he does there in Xfinity because he's got good numbers.
Wait, did you say Allgaier?
Yeah.
He's full-time Xfinity. Of course he's going to be at Bristol.
Well, I never know with Xfinity. They always seem to, it's like, oh, well, we're going to put this guy in for one race, or we're going to put this guy in for...
That's everything that's not, that's like basically like everything that's not the 7.
That's the ARCA car.
The ARCA cars.
Chase drove the 88 Daytona, even though it was basically similar to the 7.
And he ran the 5 at Texas last week, so who knows?
Second round of qualifying is underway. Eric Jones is currently the fastest. Kyle Busch is actually struggling.
Yeah, I know. Bill went off.
Nah, he's saving his tires, bro. He's not really going this fast.
I am a little bit surprised that this was one of the weeks they decided to have the switch from Brian Vickers out of the 14 and Ty Dillon in, because this is actually a track that Vickers is pretty good at. He's got 3 top 5 finishes, 5 top 10s. Highest finish of 4th in 20 starts, so he's got good numbers here. So I'm a little surprised they actually decided to have this be one of the races where they took Vickers out and put Ty Dillon in.
Well, to that point is
if I remember correctly, Vickers is out of the car completely.
Yeah, well,
he's done now. Like, that's what I read.
Well, the thing is, until Tony Stewart comes back, Ty Dillon will be in the car whenever Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Ty's just there to get Cup experience, because I think RCR is going to give him a car next year.
Yeah.
The 03.
33.
I don't know. Ty Dillon take a great green cup.
Hey, how about Ross Chastain faster than Kyle Busch right now?
That's not hard. Well, it's a short track. It's kind of a little bit easier to do that.
Well, Ross Chastain's actually really come a long way, though, too.
Chastain's really good. You see Keselowski when he was talking about Chastain a couple of weeks ago, and that one, I forgot what race it was, but like Keselowski was like pushing Chastain like real hard, saying like this guy deserves so much more.
Yeah. I mean, he's really good. He and what was it? It was Ross Chastain and who was the 0 last year? Because both of them were really.
Harrison wasn't.
Harrison Rhodes looks like he's pretty good.
Yeah, especially they have a great restrictor plate program. I mean, they're always up at the front, it seems.
Yeah. They have.
Their
restriction program is great.
I will say, I think Brandon Jones could potentially win the Xfinity race today.
And maybe Iowa.
How much short track experience does he have, like in Bristol related?
One
Brandon
race.
Jones, his whole thing has been short tracks.
Oh,
Well,
maybe.
His whole career.
Well, next week is the debut of the 93 of Ryan Ellis, so I wonder how he'll do next week in the 4th BK car.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think actually,
He'll finish 38.
excuse me. I think next week is actually going to be the first time we actually have 41 entries, more than 40 cars, because
I don't see the 55 maybe attempting. I don't think they can make it on speed. There's no point in bringing up a car if you're not going to make it.
Well, thing is, I think, well, the way I found this out was apparently, uh, like someone tweeted like a full field, 40 cars, and then Ryan Ellis said not next week. So it's my guess that there are going to be 41 cars next week for Richmond. So,
Well,
Oh my.
well, the big news is this. I read yesterday. The big news next week I read is that David Gillen's actually got sponsorship to run Talladega in the 35 in the road courses.
Yeah, I was noticing that too.
That's cool.
So that makes me wonder,
Go Gillen.
are we going to end up seeing are we going to seeing 41 drivers trying to qualify for Talladega, or is like a team like Reed Sorensen's 55 or Josh Wise's 30, are they going to, not even attempt?
Well, the 30 definitely will attempt, but I think they'll miss it. They have never had super speed. The 55, they have their own hauler for the 55, so why not? I mean, if you're gonna make a hauler for the car, why not attempt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Gillen, have y'all noticed Todd Gillen lately?
Oh my
That dude
goodness.
is fucking nuts.
He's on a major roll.
He hasn't lost a single K&N race, I think.
I think he's lost one.
He lost one, but he won his first ARCA race. He won like his first K&N race. That dude is scary, like right now.
Yeah.
The leaderboard is in round 2.
Like they need to put him in a fucking truck or something now, because that's like crazy.
They need to put him in a truck.
Put him in a truck.
but is Todd Gillen even 16?
I don't know. I think he just turned 16.
No, he's 16. But the thing with Todd is he's actually playing for his 6th win in a row today at Bristol, and he's starting 6th, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Todd Gillen is actually 15. He'll turn 16 on May 15th.
That's a crazy stat to think. We're starting to see drivers born in 2000 starting to race in the modern era, so we're all getting old.
Yeah, he was born May 15, 2000. Damn. God damn.
Wow.
2000.
That dude's fucking
When
scary, man.
Matt Kent started his career, Todd Gillen wasn't even born.
Yeah, he's won 4 in a row, I think. 4 K&N races.
No, he's won 5. He won 3 East races and 2 West races. No, 3 West races and no, it's 4. Whoops. Well, and the thing about his stats is he's won 4. He's won 4 of those races from the pole.
That dude's gonna be a good one.
Hey, I don't know how many of you know him, but did you guys see what Timmy Hill's sponsorship is for this Bristol race?
Chris Kyle.
The
Yeah,
Chris
I saw
Kyle
that.
Foundation.
I was actually gonna bring that up, but
I'm
I was watching qualifying and I see Chris Kyle in the hood. I'm
What?
I think they meant that soldier dude, but
Yeah, I know, but it's
I
just
would have pulled him out on
where's
that.
Chris Kyle? That should be like his paint scheme for like the rest of his life.
Hey, Morgan Shepherd actually qualifying for the race. Cool.
Yeah, I'm worried.
Chastain,
Sadly for Morgan,
I didn't even notice that in final practice, Blake Cook was the fastest driver. That's another driver that I really think you're going to see at some point make the move up to Sprint Cup. I mean, he didn't really have the best of runs when he started out in Xfinity, but then when he moved to the 8 last season and now the 11 this season, the finishes have really stepped up there. And it's odd that you see races and he's actually talked about in the same sentence as Eric Jones, as Daniel Suarez, as Elliott Sadler. Your Cup regulars. He's now kind of stepped up into the Class A drivers for Xfinity now.
Chastain.
Well,
I haven't taken the
Chastain.
CH.
well, the point
Brendan
about
Poole, actually, you could probably put up there too, along with Brandon Jones.
he's a flat.
Speaking of younger drivers, Ben Kennedy and Red Horse Racing parted ways yesterday.
Yeah, what's the deal on that?
Well,
I don't know.
apparently,
I guess France wasn't breaking in that money. Good.
I mean,
Ben Kennedy is like Bill France's like grandson or
Right.
something.
Well,
Brian-
it's pretty much like what they did to John King.
He's France family, I believe.
Thanks,
Yeah.
John King.
So I was a bit surprised by that one.
apparently, I read somewhere that apparently for 2016 it was actually only like a 3-race deal.
Another thing would be Bristol's got that Colossus thing going on. That giant.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah, I know. That giant fucking square thing hanging over the top of the speedway, which I'm constantly scared it's gonna fall.
It looks like it's something for a hockey arena.
Yeah.
The football field inside of the track too, a little bit.
Well,
Is
back
there
to the
something else holding that up, or is it just those four gigantic cords?
It's just those 4 steel cables, and then they got like support cables off of them or something. It looked like.
There are
Whoa.
4-ish bolts that are attached to the screens, and
They've
the
got
bolts are the size of a car.
I think they've put that up for the football game that's going to be there, though. To be honest, I'm not really sure if that was their whole idea to put it there just for the races. I think they put it there because of the football game.
Yeah,
Battle at Bristol.
the bolts that are keeping that thing together, they are the size of like a truck.
Wow.
Literally, like not even joking, the size of an actual like truck.
I've seen numerous comments like saying like I hope it doesn't fall.
It's great that they've improved, y'all.
Well, back to the point about Morgan Shepherd. He actually was running Brian Scott's Daytona car, which was an old KHI car too.
Oh, is that why? Because I noticed he was 33rd in final practice. I'm like, wow, where did that speed come from?
Yeah, he's running because him and Richard Childress are good friends. If most people don't know, Richard actually lended him the 21 number belt in 2010.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
His 89 was having struggles.
Well, I mean, think back to New Hampshire. I'm sure Joey Logano remembers it. But he drove the 33, and I'm certain that there was some Richard Childress support in that ride as well.
Well, Richard Childress always helped the underfunded. Throw back to when Kurt Shelmerdine made the Daytona 500. Richard Childress sponsors him.
Oh my goodness, that 27 car.
What most people don't realize was Kurt was actually Dale Earnhardt's crew chief in the 90s.
What year was that? Was that 2005 or 2000? It was 2006, wasn't it?
Yeah.
06 he made the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I've got that race. I've got that race on videotape on VHS, and I remember them talking about it.
The best part about that race is Kurt thought he DNQ'd, so he's loading up the hauler, but then the official said you made the race, and then they had to go with the sprint car now.
Yeah, I remember that. I was watching the Gatorade duels, and I saw Shelmerdine going to his hauler, and then all of a sudden I see a NASCAR official run to him and saying, "Hey, get that car down, and you made the 500." I was like, "What?"
Well, I think the best story out of the underfunded ever was when Ted Christopher outqualified Kyle Busch at Loudon in 2004. That's the greatest story ever.
Yeah, that was awesome that year.
David Gillen's 40 years old. Holy cow.
Well, I think the only good thing about David's career is when he won in that '84 car in a completely underfunded team.
Yeah, completely underfunded team that has Clay Andrews Racing, believe it or not.
They never got another top 20 finish.
Well, Gillen a couple of years ago had a good truck series season, but aside from that,
Well, besides the second at Sonoma, I think what he'll be remembered for most is for taking out Juan Paulo Montoya at Texas full throttle.
David Gillen has never had good equipment.
no.
I don't think he's ever had one race where he was in actually good
The
equipment.
38 equipment was pretty good in 07. He just wasn't that up to the test.
Yates
It was,
like
it was good at restrictor plate tracks, but not really anywhere else.
It's a damn tie.
Yates was getting dark. That was 2007 was when Yates like really like shit like themselves like bad.
That's because Robert Yates was retiring and Doug was taking over the ownership in 2000.
Yeah, like Gillen was taking reins of a team that was dying.
Oh shoot! Danny Hamlin and Danica Patrick got into it at Bristol.
Yeah, I heard. About
Uh-oh.
but what if it was Hamlin that hit her?
I'm watching the video right now.
And there's a fight!
Honestly,
Larry, overblowing. They're angry. They know they have lost.
I really hope Danica loses the ride next year. And sorry to the Danica fans who are watching.
Oh,
I don't
I
think she'll lose it.
I actually agree with you.
I
She's
thought
not-
she was signed
she's
through
not
like
a free agent.
2018.
Well, no, her contract's up at the end of the year.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Hold on, let me look. Hold
I
on.
don't remember that. I remember
thought
reading
she was
that it
signed
gonna be
until
a contract.
2018.
No, I don't. Not that I know of.
I'm looking. I'm gonna look it up.
I'll,
Yeah, someone look
It's
that
even
up.
there.
I'll just say this. My
No. The free agents for this season are Hamlin, McMurray, Menard, and Newman.
Yeah.
Patrick's contract doesn't expire until 2018. I'm hoping
I
by
knew it.
then the damn boot.
Well, you can easily vote your contract. They did that to Gillen.
Well,
in
the driver
2000.
can leave when they feel like it.
Yeah.
I want her to get the hell out of that.
She was going to give him the
Yeah.
outside, but then she went up to the wall. And I think, Denny just didn't make the move to the inside soon enough. because he
Well, I really think. Well, looking at her Xfinity results, it really never showed she was Cup ready.
She should have been in Xfinity for at least 2 more years.
Agreed.
I mean, when you
my
She wasn't even that bad in Xfinity.
she
She
never
was getting
her
like
best-
top 15s every race.
Well, I mean, her
And that was
best
the Cup
Xfinity,
drivers.
her best Xfinity finish without a fuel mileage fourth at Vegas was a what was it? It was the 8th at Texas. That's not really showing your Cup worthy.
Well,
Yeah,
then
that's
again, it was her first season.
No,
Full time.
that was in 2012. That was like her third season.
Nah, she wasn't in it for that long. She ran
First
one
time-
off. She ran like
Part
4
time-
races, like a
11.
season until that year.
And then
Yeah.
full time in 2012.
Hey, whoever
She
threw
did
that
get
shoe in front of her,
because of fuel.
whoever threw that shoe in front of her at Bristol, at Montreal was a champ.
yeah.
that
She would have won that race easily.
yeah.
Yeah. she could've.
That Montreal race is really like the only time I can remember Danica Patrick actually having a shot, actually having a legitimate
She
chance.
was gonna win that damn thing until Jacques Villeneuve Canadianed her.
TBT doing Jacques Villeneuve punted her.
He punted everybody.
TBT doing Jacques Villeneuve.
Doing his little ass and taking out the field at Daytona in 2008 and getting fired from his ride.
TBT to when Jacques Villeneuve was sponsored by UNICEF.
Well,
Yeah!
Wait, what do you
2007
mean?
Talladega
Wait, Pollard,
qualified.
2012, she
UNICEF
finished
was
like.
regretting that decision.
Extra, get
Well,
your
she
hot
finished
Jack
like-
William diecast.
well,
Yeah, look at Wikipedia.
yeah, I know she finished fourth at Las Vegas. I'm talking about like a non-fuel mileage race. I mean,
Yes,
that race was
2012,
nuts.
she had like a couple of top 10s.
It was like
She got
3.
9th at Bristol, she got 10th at Kansas, a 10th at Phoenix.
By the way, I watched
had,
the
like,
video
15
back. Denny Hamlin. It actually wasn't a wreck. It was actually just that Denny Hamlin, his right front got into her left rear, and it just kind of crumpled up the sheet metal. That's it.
Oh man, Fox Sports making a big deal out of nothing once again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Daniel
course.
Suarez.
Because it involved Danica.
Ooh, Suarez into the wall.
Basky. It looks like the ocean.
Hey, I'm
Qualifying for the
saying
pulls
let's.
on, Suarez just slammed the wall.
Hey, I'm saying let's put who we gonna put? Whew. I say we should put Brian Vickers in the 10 car. Let's go.
No, I don't think he would do very well in it.
Okay, I've been trying to say this. My gripe or problem with Danica is how she's now been in the Cup Series now for 3 full seasons, and she's driving for one of the best teams in this Cup Series. I mean, the equipment she has is I think equivalent to the equipment that like 6-time champion Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., etc. They're capable of winning races and efficient, strong, week in and week out. Meanwhile, Danica in all 3 of her seasons so far, and so far this year, has just kind of been like mostly back half of the field.
Even her own
It's
teammate,
not to
Harvick,
me.
is
It comes
outperforming
across as
every-
she's kind of wasting a spot that could go to a driver that's actually more talented.
Exactly.
It could
That's
actually-
exactly the point.
Yeah, that's my one problem with her. Like, I'm fine with her being in NASCAR. I don't have a problem with it. It's good for the publicity and shit, but I think someone else needs to be in that car, but first they're going to need sponsorship.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, Danica Patrick, yeah, she's had good finishes here and there. She seemed to get a little bit better, but I agree. It's like taking a spot away from somebody down in Xfinity that would come up and finish that car, twice as well.
the thing is, you look at it, she never ran that well at IndyCar either. So I mean, she's never really done that well.
And she wasn't all that great in when it was nationwide either.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
No, she did good nationwide, honestly.
Well, she
It
did.
wasn't
She
that
did
bad.
okay,
She
but
finished top 15 in like
even
20
then, she was
races.
kind of like a tier 2 driver to like.
And don't
10,
forget
11.
that was when there was like eight Cup drivers in those races too.
hey, she has
So
more
Yeah,
top
she
exactly.
tens than
wasn't that
Ryan
bad. She was if there was no Cup driver, she probably would have had like 12 or like 15 top like tens.
Hey,
Like
more
I
top
bet,
tens
I
than
bet
Ryan
on that
Reed at
one.
least.
At least there's one top 10 for Ryan Reed.
You gotta when you look
Maybe
at the
that's what she
Xfinity
should do. Then
stats,
maybe
you
she
need
should
to
go back down to Xfinity like Elliott Sadler did or
when
something.
you look at the Xfinity stats, you have to also take part of the Cup drivers and like where they would actually be finished without them, because like there's a lot of there's a lot of drivers with stats that are bad and it's not even their fault.
Right.
Well, you can't say like it depends. Like who would have drove those cars? They still could have finished up there too. If you got to be the man, you got to beat the man.
She did better than Josh Wise.
That's true. No, Josh Wise did pretty well. He actually got top 5 finishes and stuff. But
I don't remember that. I don't remember him ever doing well in fucking that Stone car.
I'll pull up let's pull up the stats right now on the official stats.
Because like when I see 13th and 12th place finishes in Xfinity, I'm like, that's more of an 8th place finish.
Well, when I think about the driver who's probably the worst, I think of Ryan Reed. He hasn't had a top 10 since his win at Daytona last year.
Wise has had similar stats in Xfinity.
Since the Reed is due a Daytona, is due a top 10 win finish.
If they move Ryan Reed up the Cup, I'm gonna cry because it's gonna be bad.
God, if he does, I swear to God.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he's not
guys.
ready.
He doesn't wreck his cars, but he's just so slow.
Oh God!
Right
He's like
now,
Glenn Boyer. You know he's got the talent, but he just doesn't have the equipment or something. I don't know.
Oh God! Whatever they do, they do not move Gray Golding up the Cup.
Oh yeah, Greg
if
Alding.
Greg Golding comes to Cup, I'm gonna puke.
Well,
He's
you
gonna
know,
get on Boyer. You gotta realize
Life.
after
you got the
this
money.
season, he'll have that better equipment again.
well,
If
when you
Greg
got the
Alding-
money, you can go.
Just a
Greg
wash
Golding gets the
season.
Cup right before John Lewis Townley. I'm gonna laugh.
Well,
Yeah,
Golding said that he wants to become the youngest Daytona 500 winner. The only chance he'll have of doing that is making next year's 500.
Oh, yeah. If Greg
So,
Golding wins next year's
I have a
Daytona
feeling that someone with a Krispy Kreme sponsorship might be in the Daytona 500 next year.
No.
Well,
I want Brad Keselowski's Trevor Bayne's Daytona 500 record to stay.
Well,
I agree.
Tim Vines wants to run the Daytona 500.
I don't like Bane.
So
Tim Vines
so maybe
Daytona.
maybe a 3-car Toyota team for Furniture Row next year with Truex, Eric Jones, and Craig Golding.
I know, right?
No. How about this? 3-car team for Furniture Row. Truex, Jones, and Townley.
Oh man.
Townley's raced ARCA too much. He'd wreck the field.
I have a feeling Golding would like go in a fucking
There's a
like.
spin. Oh no, it's John West Townley. He will pages the field hard in the wall.
Well,
I still can't believe he somehow got a win finally last year.
well, you say that Townley's actually the current ARCA points leader. You say that right now.
Right. Well, you think about it too. Whether it be Townley or whether it be Golding, either one of them would bring sponsorship with them. Zaxby's would probably come with Townley, and Krispy Kreme would come with Golding.
No, Townley would run.
He's the co-founder of Zaxby's, you know.
Well,
Yeah,
Townley
we
would
know.
run
That's why he has the sponsorship.
Townley would run for his own team, I think, pretty much.
Athenian? Yeah.
Athenian.
What number though? The 05?
Yeah, the 05 in the Cup Series. You know the last guy to run the 05 in the Cup Series was?
Wait a minute, let me think.
We mentioned him earlier.
Maybe Golding would be in like
The
I'm trying to think of a car. I
99
think where
or
he would go
60?
because NASCAR
Was
banned
it,
5
David,
cars.
was it
They
David
banned used
Starr?
kids cars.
No, David Starr ran the 06, not the 05.
Oh, okay. Hang on, Steven. Let me think about this one because I almost think I might know who it is.
Pollard. Last time I
The
remember
05?
Morgan Shepard in 1999.
Now you're talking about in Cup, right, Steven?
Yeah.
The last, wait, you mean like the last year to race the 05?
Yeah.
I'm saying Morgan Shepherd in
Wasn't
1999.
that Jeff Green?
No, Jeff Green was in the Xfinity Series. Johnny said it.
I just said it. Morgan Shepherd last attempted in the 05 in 1999.
Yeah. Yeah, he was running that good old. You know what? His sponsor was the good old Wendy's sponsorship.
Yep.
Wendy's!
If anybody wants to find out number sites, go to my website, NASCARnumbersite.org.
Die.
Numbersite.org.
But he didn't make that. He didn't make that race, though, did he?
No,
No.
thank you.
All right. So here's trivia then. Who was the last driver to actually make a Cup Series race in the 05?
Morgan
That-
Shepherd.
No. Morgan missed every race he attempted in the 05.
No,
98,
Morgan
99.
Shepherd made a
He raced
1999 race
he
in
raced
05.
2 races in that year in the 05.
Morgan Shepherd made a 1999 race in that.
You know who it was, Steven?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my
Ed
head.
Faree. 2 races in the 1993 Winston Cup.
That's right. Well, I think
Average
oh,
finish of 31st and a half.
Nice. World champion.
Well, what number has made the least amount of starts in the Cup Series? If we're going to go down the number history here.
I think it's like 67.
No, that's actually that's actually high on the list.
Oh, really?
85.
69.
No, that's actually on the bottom of the list too. That's actually second to last.
72. No, wait. No, not that
Randy
one.
Parsons.
91.
No, 91. Actually, the last guy to run 91 was Jason Leffler.
I thought the last guy to run 91 was that weird dude.
For you. But David Reagan's winning the 34 and Wendell Scott's winning the 34. Have there been any other wins in the car number 34 since?
What about 37?
No, the 37 made a lot of attempts with front row over the years.
58.
No, that's actually fourth to last.
59.
No, that's pretty up there. But the 59, I don't think has made a cup. Actually, the 59 made a cup race this year.
53.
The 61.
No, they've made a lot of races in
50.
6.
53.
04.
No, not the 04.
No, the 04 had Ward Burton.
No,
Or not
Maybe.
Ward Burton. What's his name? McClure.
Eric McClure. Yeah.
63.
Close. The 63 last ran in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
73.
No, the 7. Actually, it's on the bottom of the list though.
What about the 77?
No, they
Sam
made a lot.
Cornish, dude.
Yeah.
24.
79.
No, they made a lot of races with over the last couple years.
Does it have a 0 in it?
No.
Okay.
What about the...
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Well,
86.
Let's see. What car number isn't used?
86.
No.
6.
The
90.
06 No, the 90s made a lot of races with Jim Dudley's team.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, too.
Always forget about Judy Dunleavy. Goodness.
Yeah. Junie Donlevy.
Let me try to think here. 35.
No, they
No.
hell.
63.
58.
No, the 58. The 58's last Cup race was in 1999.
Wait.
But no.
It's got
What
no.
about
It's got
50?
to be the 65. It's only made 33 starts or
That's
93.
true. That's true. Only 97 starts for the 65.
50.
Is that it
50.
though, or no?
65 is right.
I thought I
Yay!
said 65.
Nah.
Nah.
Jerry O'Neill last ran it, but they last attempted the 2000 Daytona 500 with good old Dan Partis.
Wait, it said that it had 97 starts for you.
Yeah, 97.
Oh, so
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm
93
looking
for
at.
me.
Brian Reed.
93 starts, and out of those 93 starts, it DNF'd 46 times. That's the 2-to-1 ratio.
Brian Reed.
Here, drive this car. You have a 50% chance of DNFing.
Well, the 86 actually hasn't made that many starts. I mean, the last time the 86 made a cup race was 1993, and then the 1998 July Daytona race.
Holy cow! Wow. The 65 car actually did have a top 5 finish in its career, though.
That's right. It only won though, one time.
Only one. Two top
One
10s.
time.
2 top 10s as well with Chuck Meekins, but man.
Chuck Meekins?
Chuck Meekins. Anybody remember good old Jerry O'Neill?
Yeah.
I think he went to jail, didn't he, or something like that?
Yeah.
I think he went to jail.
I think someone we can't finish the broadcast without finding out if he went to jail or not.
Eric Jones.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm finding out why he went to jail.
Eric Jones on the pole for Xfinity.
If anybody wants to figure out NASCAR numbers info, go to my website, NASCAR number sites. Selfish plug right there.
Impressively, Ross Chastain qualified 11th.
Quite impressive.
Okay, he didn't. Nope, Steven, he didn't go to jail. Or if he did, it's not on Wikipedia.
I'm trying to think of the guy who went to jail, because there was a guy who went to jail. Let me find
Eric White.
Not Eric White. It was some. I'm trying to find it. I know what I'm talking about.
Does it start with? Did he drive for Great Clips?
No, his name was Steve Meacham or something like that.
Steve Meachel? Fuck.
Meacham, yeah. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on, where is this bastard?
Kind of like Tyler Walker.
No, not Tyler Walker.
How about Ross Chastain qualifying 11th, though?
Hey, throwback.
Yeah, no, like 2 minutes ago.
That is actually a pretty impressive start.
But seriously, throwback to Tyler Walker and his high-speed chase 3 years ago.
Yeah, I have a poster of him. It's really weird. I have a poster of Tyler Walker next to Casey Kane, and Casey Kane still has that mullet. I should find that.
Okay, Steven, I have no idea who this Steve Meacham is that you were talking about, because I looked up Steve Meacham, and apparently Steve Meacham is a person that makes horse saddles, so...
Wait, do you mean Steve Seligman?
Yeah, it was some guy went to jail for a drug bust or something. I can't think of his name.
Steve Seligman.
Eric White.
Seligman, that's who it was. Steve Seligman.
Yeah, I'm looking up police raid, found cocaine, he was arrested, and was guilty to 27 years in prison.
That's
And
right.
then there's Derek White, who could
He got
possibly
he's gonna get out of prison in 2024, I guess.
How do you spell his last name?
Seligman? I can just link the Wikipedia.
Alright.
I looked up NASCAR driver jail, Steve, and that's what popped up.
And before Steve Park pops up?
Second was Steve McQueen on the fucking list. And then Steve Wallace was third.
Stephen Wallace? Wait, Steve Wallace went to jail?
Yeah, no, it's just, I think I put NASCAR driver jail and Steve, and then it's jail
What?
crossed out.
Steve Wallace. Wait.
Steve Wallace did whip a hammer at Kyle Busch once. That's a true story.
For a hammer.
I'm a Brian.
1997, found cocaine.
Oh,
found
so he's
guilty.
like Triple H, but with more aerial.
Hey, Seligman's still in jail right now. Then.
Yeah, I know. I just said he gets out in 2024.
Yeah.
What's his name start with? What's his last name start with?
Seligman.
It's in the chat in the Google Hangouts chat, Steven.
It is. Oh, I can't see
right
the
there.
chat. That's why.
SELIG.
Over on the left side of your screen, click that blue icon at the top.
I'm on mobile. I can't see it.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
Steve, and then his last name SELIG, and then man.
It's like Bud Selig with man at the end.
Yeah.
That's a cop out.
Yeah,
now put your cock out.
I can't cop out.
I mean, when Martin Short.
Oh my word! Wait, Shane, are you seeing what I see?
What?
It says here, Seligman did compete in the 1996 Winston Open, the qualifying event for NASCAR's All-Star race. He started 34th of 36 cars that qualified. He finished 27th.
27.
How many
Yeah.
years did he go to prison for?
Oh!
27!
27 years in prison. That's what you get for that 27
Illuminati!
Damn, imagine if they did that for all NASCAR drivers. The amount of time you go jails, you're like the number
It's
of
like-
years.
yeah.
Like
Your
your
last
karma.
finishing position tells you how many years you're going to jail for.
That's
Wait,
some sweet-ass karma.
what was Jeremy Mayfield's last finishing position?
I'm gonna look that up.
I do.
Gary Mayfield. Crap, actually put meth.
Oh man, I gotta see. Let's see. Spring Cup Series.
His last was a DNQ, but his 35th was his
35th.
last.
35 years.
Rest in pepperoni.
25 years.
Oh man.
That's great.
9 days.
Years. Jeremy Mayfield is the 35 plus years in jail.
Rest in pepperoni.
Oh boy.
Yep. I mean, what
That was for
Martin
his own.
Short.
I forgot
would-
Mayfield Motorsports existed.
Throwback to that. Throwback when JJ Yeley ran the 41.
Existed.
Wait, I gotta see about this one here. Let's see. What was Derek White last? Okay, should we just go by Spring Cup Series?
I don't think he's only had like one Cup.
Yeah,
Series.
and it was 39th at New Hampshire.
Yeah, Derek
Right.
White.
Because this failed.
He's like 45 too, so like he's gonna be dead.
If we go by trucks, he's got 27 years. If we go by Xfinity,
36 years.
36.
38.
No, 36. That
Oh
was
yeah, 36. Yeah, sorry, I didn't scroll down far enough.
But what if,
36.
what if the
39
last
if we go by sprint.
You don't qualify for
What
jail.
if, yeah, you don't qualify. It's infinite. It's a life
You
sentence.
don't qualify
You have a
for jail.
DNQ in your last start. It's a life sentence.
It's a life sentence. Oh.
I still haven't forgotten about what you Steph said 2 weeks ago. I think it was white stuff. Metro Motorsports.
Yes.
Coming up on-
White meth. White stuff. White stuff. Meth. Motorsports. White stuff.
The whitest stuff on earth.
Well, whoever said he had 27 years, he only had 12 years in jail in '98, and he's still running short tracks today.
Nice.
Wait,
It
who?
said- The guy Steve.
Leakman?
Yeah. It says he still runs late models Illinois. He had a stuck throttle flip at a short track in qualifying in 2014 and failed to qualify last week.
Edgy meme.
It says that sadly his career in Cup was not to be. In '96, his shop was raided by police and he found possession of a lot, and I mean a lot of cocaine. There was a lot of controversy
A lot of
regarding
cocaine.
the raid. And
Not
some
just
believe
any
that
cocaine. A lot of cocaine.
A lot.
They said some
There's
believe that he
cocaine
was
and
set
there's
up.
a lot of cocaine.
A lot. And some believe Stillman was set up by a crew member. Either way, he was sentenced to 12
man.
years in jail in '98 and effectively ending his Cup career.
Oh yeah.
Oh
is it-
yeah, so
Hey,
note to
got a
all you
question.
out there starting up your own team, watch out for your crew members.
Yeah, I got a question. Seth, what are some offline leagues that run original Cup?
I think Sanford runs the original cup.
Damn, 'cause I
Yeah.
just found my ride for Sanford series. Check it out.
I wonder if
Check
they
it
even
out.
made a paint scheme of
I
his
just
car.
linked it. If you can click on it, you may have to click on it twice.
Oh shoot, wait, is that actually his car?
Yeah, I found my ride.
What the heck? Hang on, I gotta look. Oh dude, they actually do have it. Oh my goodness.
Which
Found my car for
57
future
Backhoe
offline leagues.
Seligman car on NN Racing.
Oh, I'm gonna
Doing
put
the-
this in my offline league for Division 2.
Where's my ride?
I
Oh,
was
wait.
down the shit out of this car.
Man.
Oh, God.
Oh shoot, are you kidding? They actually made 164 and 124 scales of that car as well for diecast.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
Let's get 12 years in jail and let's get a diecast.
let's buy it. Let's send it to him.
Say it again.
Remember the good old days?
When you go to jail for about 12 years, you still get your own diecast.
Wait, hold on.
True shit.
Gilliland's last. What is Gilliland's last?
Is it any on sale on eBay? I gotta look.
Wait, hold on. I got another idea.
Question: what is Gilliland's last finish?
Dude, I just thought of this.
2014?
Seth, you know
Yeah.
TNR's way back Wednesday Cup series?
Yeah.
I just found my ride for that series.
Run a throwback.
Here's the link to it. I found my
Just in, eBay is not selling any Steve Seligman cars.
I
Check out-
say,
I'm gonna run the shit out of this too. It's a 4-2, which is even better.
get the cops ready.
Whoa, you know what they say? When life gives you lemons, grab the vodka and the girls.
No,
Oh my
Card, you
goodness,
should race
they
that
actually
50,
made it.
Seth.
Wait, is that the Cup 90 mod?
Yeah, it's the Cup
Yeah.
90.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna drive that for TNR way back Wednesday Cup series.
God.
Oh,
Pretty
Yeah,
hype.
that reminds me.
I'm gonna race the shit out of that.
Yeah, Daytona's this week for Cheez-It, right, Seth?
Yeah.
Gotta do the cold trickle.
Yeah, right.
Hit the face car.
Come in later. Expect the speed to be
About to hide in the grandstands live stream.
Yeah!
Oh my God!
Steve Seligman, the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Steve's illegal. The greatest NASCAR criminal of all time.
I download the
that's-
shit out of that car, and that's gonna be Division 2 next season. I can guarantee it.
No, the greatest criminal is AJ Allmendinger.
No, Shane. Drive wildly, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm driving like I'm just got out of jail.
Hell yeah!
And we're at
Get out of jail,
after me.
motorsports.
It's a cop chase.
Get out of jail, motorsports.
Oh my
Not
word.
GM Motorsports, holy shit.
All right, so I think
God.
that's probably gonna end it off for this episode. It probably should have ended a half an hour ago, but okay.
These always seem to go off the rails at some point.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sooner or later, the professionalism just wears off.
I'm going to join the wrestling chat on Tuesday, so look forward to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it. And I'll confirm it.
Let's hope we get a good Monday Night Raw to be able to review. All right, so anyway, thank you everybody for watching this week's live stream for Bristol. Hopefully we helped you guys out as far as making picks and everything. Next week, what is next week anyway?
Richmond!
Is it Richmond?
That's in the daytime!
Yay!
Richmond Day
We're
Race.
back to the daytime, boys.
Richmond.
All right, so next week will be Richmond, and we'll be reviewing what happened at Bristol, and of course looking ahead towards Richmond, and of course that'll be coming out on Saturday morning. Again, don't have any idea what time it will be. It always varies. But thank you everybody that joined me here for this stream. Appreciate having you guys on.
No problem.
No problemo.
All right, so that's gonna do it, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Adios!
So